Good morning and welcome to the Fun Side of Business podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Hampton.
I'm the other host, Gemma Addison.
Morning, Jem.
Morning, Nick.
Okay. Well, I have to ask the question every day.
Yeah.
Every time we do this. Do you want to do the intro or do you want me to do it?
No, it's always going to be you.
But
Because
I
you
have
build
to
them
offer
up
every
better than
time.
I do. No.
Because otherwise people will go along and say,
This is
he
the Nick
just
show.
always does
And
it.
we're fed up of Nick's voice.
Okay, so do you know what? We'll see if we can play a little bit of a guessing game.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with property entrepreneur.
Right.
Now, here's the best part. He's not going to be known for that, so no one's going to get it from this one. How about the MD, CEO, and General Messiah of AnyIT?
Oh, I know who it is.
Please welcome Mr. Gary Rayner.
Woo!
Morning, Gary.
Morning. Thank you.
How was
Morning.
that intro?
Very good. I like the property part.
There we
There
go.
we go.
I guess not many people know you for
I
that,
didn't
right?
even know that either.
There we go. We have this new thing. Right, Gary, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. I know you've already said to us you've been binge watched?
What?
Binge
But-
listened.
Binge listened.
He'd rather have binge watched, probably.
Maybe
Or me,
not.
not you.
Yeah,
No,
if we
I'm
just
still
focus the
watch
camera
you
on
in the
it'll be
morning.
okay. So you've binge listened, so you understand what we're going to do and take you from school, go forward. So take us a little bit back at high school.
Yeah.
IT a big fascination for you?
So, yeah. So normally you say, what happened after high school?
Mm.
But actually my IT life started before I left school. I wasn't very academic. I didn't do very well in exams. I was pretty good at coursework, but I think the school quite realised that I wasn't very academic. And rather than really having a great go at me because I wasn't going to do 3 A-levels, they said, Gary, why don't you just do 2 A-levels and then work for the school and look after all of our IT for us because, you know it.
And was that just their cheap way of going, we don't have to employ an IT person?
Cheap
We
way.
can use our bursaries for like
To be fair, it was
extra
fantastic.
drama classes or
But I
something.
think that's a win-win. Drop
Free
a
IT.
subject and
Drop a subject and
See
get
something
paid.
practical
so
that you
literally,
like.
I'd do a few lessons and I'd go and do a bit of work and I'd go
And
back
they
do a few
paid
lessons
you?
and I got paid.
That's brilliant.
All right, that might be a win-win.
Yeah,
That's like an
that's-
apprentice. You might be the only person who's done an apprenticeship at like sixth form.
Yeah.
Although not an official, well, I don't think, apprenticeships definitely did exist back then, but not necessarily in IT because we're going back a few years. But yeah, they saw me fixing computers and trying to get the old Tesco's for school voucher computers that you used to get.
Remember that.
You have to collect the tokens to
Yeah,
get the
Yeah,
work
get
totally.
free IT equipment for school.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I started.
Oh, wow.
I was
Okay.
a chap who got the computers working.
So
and
hang
got
on,
paid for it.
was this at sixth form only?
Sixth form.
High school, they didn't tap you up to do all their work as well?
Well, I was doing bits. I was always hanging around the IT suite, looking after things, keeping people going, filling in the gaps when the teachers couldn't. So yeah, it was very surreal actually.
So hang on, you were teaching the teachers
I
effectively.
was teaching the teachers, and I was even teaching as a TA effectively in the IT classes.
That's always a good feeling. When you've got a teacher that makes you feel like you don't know much. And then
Yeah.
you're like, I actually know more than you do.
Okay, so what we've now just worked out is that normally we have guests who go, I have no idea what I want to do at school.
Yeah.
All the way through school, I didn't really have a clue. Gary seems to have had this nailed since he's about 8 or something.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
exactly where
I
he
was
was going.
on track.
Yeah.
from day one. It's either going to be this or design.
Yeah.
So which school was this?
Stowmarket High School.
Okay.
Which
You've
was,
still got the accent to go with it as well.
yeah,
Yes.
Everyone else who reads it would read Stow Upland.
Stow Upland.
Stowmarket. Yeah.
Stow Upland.
You got to say it as it is. No, fantastic school.
Okay. And then did you have a spell in Norwich?
Norwich School. Yeah. So I left.
But you've done your research.
Boom.
I did. I did 5 years at Norwich School. So
Okay.
after I left A levels of school, I went full time at Stowmarket High School, and then in the Christmas after, so 6 months later, I then went off to Norwich School because it was the Stowmarket. I was kind of part time and kind of fitting into school hours, whereas Norwich School was a private school. They had more money. There was more scope for me to expand and grow.
Okay.
It was a fantastic. Again, we were just talking about Hogwarts and bits like that.
Yeah.
Literally, there was buildings in that place that you go in and you never came out the same way you went in.
Oh, I
'cause
love that.
it was
Like
just
throw breadcrumbs kind of thing.
Oh, it was ridiculous. You always ended up coming out the stinky change rooms at the bottom of the school. How do I end up here?
Yeah.
So what was the role that you did in Norwich?
IT support engineer.
Okay. So when you hear all these things, right? We're just going to literally criticize the
Say it.
entire IT industry.
Shoot, go on.
So you have like IT support, IT engineer, level 1, tier 2, like infrastructure consultant, securities consultant. Isn't this just an IT person?
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So they just give themselves grand titles to make themselves feel
it's an
good.
IT person because generally, whether you're a senior engineer or you're an apprentice, you're still changing passwords most of the time. Okay? You know, that is going to end up happening. You might end up having to deal with a server that's gone offline. I did 2 this morning before I come here because my senior engineer's on holiday.
How dare he?
How very dare he?
And was that resolved by switching it off and on again?
One of them was a reboot.
There you go.
The other one had just run out a little bit of space overnight quite quickly because someone had done something wrong, but that got fixed. But yeah, so in answer to your question, yes, the job title just denotes kind of how good you are at your job.
Okay.
So level tier 1 is all the entry stuff. Tier 2, tier 3 takes you're more important. And then you go to infrastructure because, well, you're too good to deal with computers.
Because I have a friend who does IT, but every time he tries to explain it to me, we just decide he's Chandler Bing.
Yeah, and then
Because no one can understand what he actually does.
you glaze over and go,
It's like, oh yeah, in HR we have a system, something that then has to be maintained. and you're like, what is it you actually do though? What's your job? And every time it's like, oh, it's HR and it's payroll and, oh, okay, so you manage the employee portals. Not really. Okay, fine, we give up. So we just call him Chandler Bing.
You fix broken things.
That's what you do.
Okay, now we did have Craig Starling on here.
You did?
And he had never seen the IT crowd. How appalled are you by that?
I was astonished.
Yeah, me too.
Just astonished to the point where I actually went back into the office and did a little poll of the office to see who hadn't watched it. Very pleased to say
How did that?
Even my youngest member of staff had come across the IT crowd. He said he watched an episode, didn't quite get it. I thought, well, then that'll be the 25 years between us.
But he's young, yeah. You've got to give, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose IT has probably got a bit more esteem than the 2 people in the grotty basement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Ish. But when you go out to, and this is the silly thing, right? So, I don't know, 20 years ago, whenever the IT crowd was, computers were always that thing that people went, yeah, okay, fine, I have to use them. But they weren't quite the central point of, people can't function without a computer.
No.
So I'm guessing when they're like, oh, this stupid bit of plastic's gone wrong, now I've got some IT geek coming to fix it. Yeah, just hurry up with it. I'm going out to lunch. But I'm guessing now you're like the 4th emergency service.
Absolutely. I think people use them in the same way. So they're as important as they were 20 years ago. But now people realise they're important. Whereas 20 years ago, they're like, oh, you know what? If it's not working, I can just go and do that job for an hour or so. But now they're like, if it's not working, what are they going to do?
What can we do? Yeah.
We had an outage the other day in class. They're going to sit there and twiddle their thumbs for an hour. I was like, really? Like, is there nothing else that they could do for an hour?
It's so relied on now, isn't it?
Well, I know of at least 10 things that those people could be doing for the next hour or so.
But I guess also, with everything now going cloud-based, you don't even need your computer to go down. You just need the
internet.
Internet to switch off, and that's it.
Can take you out completely. Yeah, having things offline doesn't really exist quite as much these days.
Would you say that every business should have a backup for that, like a 4G, 5G type?
Yeah,
fail safe.
Every business does now because they've all got mobile phones with hotspots.
Yeah,
so you don't need much. Although again, we had an outage for someone the other day, and they wanted to switch over to the hotspots. We spent more time undoing the hotspotting than we did actually fixing the outage that had happened. And it's like they're just again, it's an hour. Just like go clean the workshop. Go do something.
Do something.
Yeah,
make a round of drinks.
You've got your backup plans. You've got your resilience in place. All you need to do is turn your Wi-Fi off, and your mobile phone still works on your phone system. So you're not completely disconnected, but you feel like that little part of your limb has just fallen off.
It's worrying how we've got to that point, isn't it? Like we don't know what to do with it.
Where that little icon where it's got a Wi-Fi symbol turns into that globe where you go, oh no.
They've even updated that now as well. So there's an interim icon now which says I'm connected, but I'm trying to connect. They've even added that just to guide people a little bit further. Hold their hand a little bit.
Or maybe hit them with that dopamine of going, okay, you're off, but we're trying to get you back.
We're trying. So just be patient.
Yeah. Okay, can we have the percentage? And I'm going to ask every IT person we have now. How many IT problems are solved by switching it off and on again?
So much like Craig said, but I'll add a little bit more meat to the bones. Most, because people don't realise how much happens in that process of turning it off and turning it on again.
Yeah.
Much the same as if you have an argument with your wife or significant other before sleep. You go to sleep, wake up in the morning again, it's all pretty good, isn't it? You know,
I
you
like that.
you turned it off and you turned it on again, and it all got better. Yeah, so people and PCs are absolutely the same. A good reboot.
But do you
Absolutely
find so? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a bit geeky here.
You can, if you can see my face now, listeners. This is not my topic at all,
right? So, do you find? So, obviously, if you think about it, right? Let's say a switching off and on again.
Yeah.
So, it could be a service has suspended, and that's what's causing the problem.
Yeah.
So, you need to just restart that service, and it would fix it. How many times do you find yourself, because your knowledge is so much better, to actually try and solve the individual problem rather than just going to the default option of switch it off and on again and 50 services are going to stop and restart?
Very rarely, because our tier 1 engineer that we've spoken about has a process to go through, and they can't escalate a job unless the PC has been
switched off and on again. Which fixes it. Well, fixes it.
If a job comes to my senior engineer and he sees an uptime of anything more than half an hour, he's like, you didn't do your job right. Go back to route 1, restart again, turn it off and on, because I'm not dealing with that job.
You could just see that flow chart. It's like, question 1, have they switched it off and on again? No. Whoop.
Go
just straight back again.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. Now we can talk to someone.
No, I'm going to take it away from, obviously it's IT, we're talking to Gary, but let me go back again. So Norwich. You're in Norwich.
I'm in Norwich.
Where do we go from Norwich?
So whilst I was in Norwich, I went multiple places.
Yeah.
Because that's where So AnyIT as a business happened because I was driving home from a date many moons ago.
We definitely need to hear about this.
And I was driving home. I think it was quite a frustrating date. And I was just trying to take my brain.
I'm going to write this down.
Frustrating
day. And then we're going to come back.
I've got a business. I keep looking up all these computers. I'm doing anything.
Yeah.
I need to call this business something. It can't just be like Gary the man, IT man.
Do you know, I'm going to go back to the office now and see company's house. Gary the man, IT man.
Gary the IT. I'll tell you a little story in a second about that.
Write that down.
What do I call it? I do anything. I do anything that's IT. What do I do? I just anything IT.
Yeah.
Anything is a bit long. We'll call it AnyIT because it's a bit shorter. Oh, by the way, it's also this will date me. This will put me higher up in the yellow pages because it's an A. And in Thompson Local.
And if someone has anything and you have any, you would go above them.
Exactly. So call it AnyIT. Yeah, I couldn't get AnyIT.com as a domain name, so I started off with .biz because that's what you did back in the day.
Yeah.
And I've promoted myself to AnyIT.com. So whilst I was at Norwich School, I was fixing broken things for friends and family and everything like that. And
we call this moonlighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Although, I definitely was moonlighting, but I was very good at my job, so I could easily juggle that.
When he didn't have to do any of it by moonlight, he just did it the rest of the day.
He just done any
automated all the other processes. So yeah.
Well, so whilst I was doing that, and I mentioned earlier when I arrived here, the building that we're in Ipswich was my very first client. And the lady who I used to look after her home computer for her and her son used to be the receptionist here.
Okay.
And she said, our IT is dreadful. Why don't you come have a look? And so I did. And I was given an opportunity by a chap called David Clark, who used to run CDC, or still does kind of run CDC Demolition, now owned by True 7 Group. And he gave me an opportunity as a 18, 19-year-old goofy,
Wow.
guy. He gave me a chance, and so many people didn't. So many people just
So were you
away.
commuting backwards and forwards to Norwich?
I was commuting back and forth to Norwich, and in the evenings I'd come and do other little bits.
All right, explain to me, how did you
do?
do 5 years with the A140?
So I think I fell asleep a few times.
Oh, gosh.
I definitely got home and got to work a few times going, what happened?
When you go into autopilot and you stop the car and how did I get here?
How did I get here?
Yeah.
So then I stopped and started getting the train.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to date myself here. Back in the days, you could buy a travel card that gave you 4 trips in a week, and they used to clip them to say you'd done a trip on a day.
Yes.
But if you could avoid the conductor,
then you would get all 5, right?
Yeah, I'd get back and work. So I got the train, but I was always late to work. The breakfasts at the school were fantastic. So that was a good way to get me into work nice and early. You get a breakfast for £1. again.
You're really showing your age
I
now,
really
Gary.
started to feel old now.
No, we just say it's bursaries. That's what it is. Yeah,
it's subsidised.
It's just heavily subsidised. That's all it was.
So I was doing that sort of work, and I was there for 5 years, and I had a few promises from the school of things that I could do. There was really not very I couldn't really get a promotion because the two people above me were very well entrenched in their roles, and most people in schools are in schools for a long time because they're a lovely place to work.
Yeah.
But as a 21-year-old man, I didn't fancy hanging around for too long. Yeah. So I think I left there when I was 23, and I had an opportunity to come and sell mobile phones in Needham Market. So I was
Car phone warehouse?
No. I vowed myself to never ever repeat the name of the business ever again because it was a dreadful experience.
Oh, you look so disappointed, Nick. You look so disappointed.
And do me a favour and don't mention it either because I may come out in hives. But I went and worked for that business, and that gave me a great opportunity to.
Was it independent, or was it one of the?
How long were you there for?
I was there for a year, and then I bought the business.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
You do?
Just there for a year, then I just bought it.
Yeah, I did a deal. I did a handshake deal, and it was the best and worst process of my entire
How old
life.
would you have been?
I would have been 23, 24.
What a brave thing to do at the age of, that's incredible.
Yeah, lost a lot of money, lost my hair.
Gained a lot of lessons.
Gained a business, gained an employee, and then, never kind of really never looked back from there. So that was 16 years ago, and I know that to the day because it popped up on Facebook yesterday.
Wow.
Okay, so hold on, because our researchers haven't provided this information. So you owned a phone shop.
Yeah.
But you converted it into something?
So
or it's going to go, no, but if you want your mobiles, I can sell
I've got
it was a business that sold mobile phones to businesses and consumers back in the day, but mostly businesses. And I was working there doing the telecom sales for that.
Right.
But I was also, whilst I'm doing that, I was running AnyIT now because I'd left my full-time job, taking kind of a job that officially allowed me to work both things at the same time, while still getting a little bit of income, which was important. And then it swung to me being able to buy the business and then run the phone shop full-time but really turn it then into AnyIT.
Yeah.
So then it became an IT company that also did a little bit of mobile phones, but that really only lasted for about 6 months because of how badly the deal went, because I didn't get it in writing.
Oh.
Yeah. And now I know how important getting things in writing are.
Yes. So tell us about your frustrating date, just because I can start crossing these off.
We're going back to Norwich.
He said about it when he's had his frustrating date in Norwich.
Yeah.
He doesn't forget anything. Why was it so frustrating?
Oh, well, I was not.
Hang on.
And you can't just say it's just women because I'm sitting in the room.
Yeah, but it may also be the point to just stop it, because if he goes, it's frustrating for a reason I can't mention on the podcast, then maybe. Yeah.
No, I'll be.
You can mention it's 18 plus.
It's 18 plus.
You can mention whatever he needs to do. Frustration is.
Look, I mean, men tend to age well. And I'm definitely better looking now than I was. I'm not saying I'm anything now, but I definitely wasn't something back then. And I think she picked that out. Luckily, my wife had very different visions. And she decided to look past that.
Oh, I thought he was going to say, my wife was all right with me going on a date.
No.
Okay, all right. No, these are like two different crosses.
No, poor Jen, she was not around then. So that was before Jen. Okay,
so you're now in a shop. And AnyIT.
Yeah.
The shop didn't quite work out.
It didn't work out because we're not
going to keep talking about that.
We're not talking about that. We didn't get nothing in writing.
Do you know the pre-interview stuff?
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about? No, you can talk about anything you like. Right, let's focus on the shop then.
Yeah.
But he's also done very well avoiding this, so let's move on.
Okay, all right, moving swiftly on. We won't talk about the shop.
I learned lots of lessons.
It's all that matters.
Yeah, and then ended up going to work in a little. It used to be an old stables in the back of a house I had in the middle of Stowmarket. I had a little 2 up, 2 down Victorian thing. Just happened to have what used to be the place where you stored donkeys for the coal yard next door to it back in the 1900s, which I converted then into a little office. So we went to work there, and I gained my first employee, Nicola, who has recently moved on.
You had her for a long time.
Yeah, I had her for 16, 17 years. She'd worked with me. So I went to school with her, and then she happened to work at the phone business, and she came with me.
Because I've known Gary for many years. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I gave, in my past job where I worked in apprenticeships, I gave you a couple of apprentices, didn't I? So and you were in Needham Market at that point. I don't think I knew the...
No, we'd moved back into Needham.
Was this before or after the Stowmarket Flyer?
This was okay. So we'll work our way up to that.
Oh, we're not at the Stowmarket Flyer yet.
God, no, we're not there yet. So worked on back at the back of the house, doing those bits, and then after about 3-6 months, the landlord of the building that the phone shop was in contacted me back and said, "Do you want to come back? Like, if you want the building," like he knew what had gone on and he knew that, he wanted me in there. So he said, "Do you want to come back? You can come back and come back here." And I was like, "Yes, please." Okay. So that was 16 years ago yesterday that we reopened the shop, and I was in there painting, decorating. Went on holiday and left Nicola in charge with my mum to decorate one part of the office, and it come back with like psychedelic pink and black swirls on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I really don't like this, but I'm not going to say anything."
So you can't.
I did say something, and it's still there. There is a little entombed part of the office that you still have the psychedelic pink and black wallpaper that seemed to come down. So I went through that. Stowmarket Flyer, I kind of run the business then for 3 or 4 years quite happily, but it was just me and Nicola. I still had a little bit of spare time. So, and the opportunity came for me to run the Stowmarket Flyer, which was a great way for me just to get out. I mean, networking groups didn't really exist kind of back then. You
either went to BNI or nothing.
Exactly, right? Yeah. There wasn't a lot of things to do. So to get out and see people, I was like, well, if I'm going to go out and see people, I might as well try and have an easy conversation with them rather than talking about IT. Yeah. Let's talk. They actually want to advertise. Let's talk about that. Let's build relationships, and then let's see later on. Do I get any work out the back of that? So I did the Stowmarket Flyer for 3 years. I think I'm proud to say that the way it looks now is actually kind of off the back of the way I changed the flyer.
Nice.
So did you get much work out of doing that? You build up a lot of...
I don't think I specifically got work from anyone that was advertising in the flyer, but I definitely knew people and then got some recommendations off the back of that, which worked really well. But then I was running an IT company. I was building websites. I was selling advertising. I was renovating buildings, and I was doing the design and publications of this magazine.
So did you get Nicola and your mum to come and help you renovate buildings?
Once upon a time, Nicola donned some overalls and did some painting. Yeah, I think I still have the photograph doing that. But yeah, no, it's definitely got everyone. So
this is the lesser known part of Gary. So when I say property entrepreneur, I have no idea. This could be 1, it could be 100, it could be...
No, so the building we were in had a landlord. It's a large building. There's like 17 rooms inside it. And as rooms became available, I used to rent the rooms and then sublet the rooms with the landlord's permission to make some more money on doing that side of it. And we provided the internet and the comms into them as well. So standard,
Imagine I said, "No, we don't want to use you. We're going somewhere
else." So I did that. And then I said to the landlord, after a few years, going, "You know what, I'm not paying into a pension. This is, don't tell James I'm not paying into a pension." Sorry, James. This is my pension. I want to buy the building, please, because, I could do this anywhere. I'd rather do it here. And then managed 3 or 4 years later after that, 2019, bought the building that we're in. And now we have planning permission to expand that out, build 5 flats, picked up a few houses in the process of that time as well. So.
You didn't know that about Gary, did you?
No, that's a whole new thing. That's a whole new thing. Okay, I want to ask you a story about IT. Yeah. Right? Do you think it could be one of the most unappreciated jobs? And the reason that I say this is because if you do your job extremely well, no one ever talks to you, no one ever needs to interact with you, and people wonder what they pay you for.
Yeah.
Because I'd never call him, I never need him, so I don't know what. But you're actually making it that good that they never need to call you or phone you or whatever.
So what you've just described is an MSP, a managed service provider.
Yeah.
And that is an acronym that's kind of only really existed for about 10 years. Because prior to that, you were known as a break-fix IT provider. It broke, you fix it, you pay.
Yeah.
Similar way to like plumbers and that sort of stuff work at the moment. But then IT kind of evolved a little bit to go, actually, well, you don't just need us when it's broken. Now you need us
so it doesn't break.
So it doesn't break. And you need us to be thinking about things so that you're ahead of the curve rather than being stuck behind it. that's evolved even further in the recent years because like things going into cloud security and all the other threats that are coming into the IT world. So you have MSPs now, but back in the day, you were just an IT person that someone phoned when something went wrong and you fixed it. But my background in education, doing a year at Stowmarket High School and then 5 years at Norwich School, was that if I'm sitting on my arse doing nothing, twiddling my thumbs, watching TV, watching 24 on the computers, I'm doing my job really well. Okay, I've done a really good thing because I'm internal. I'm not getting phone calls. I've done my projects and we're not having problems.
Yeah.
So when I went into business, I was like, I don't want to wait for the phone to ring to earn money. That sounds like a really painful way to earn money.
Yeah.
So I want to build a business that has a recurring income. I agree a price. I'm also an IT person, so I hate talking about money. I don't want to sell all the while. And that sounds painful to me. So why don't I just agree, I'm going to charge you this per month and I'm going to be there whenever anything goes wrong and I'll fix it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're never going to pay me any more than that. You're never going to pay me any less than that. If you grow, your price goes up. If you shrink, your price goes down.
Yeah.
And that's the way we do it. I don't want contracts, even now we don't do anything more than a year contract because it's a relationship and you want the relationship to work. You don't ever want someone to stay with you just because.
And do you, AnyIT, support one-man bands right up to...
So historically, we've literally given support to anyone that has support. But what we've learned is that that's not a service that really is scalable. Like you can't be everything to everybody. So you definitely have a customer persona, someone that we know we work really well with. So those are our target markets now. So working with everyone.
So who is your avatar?
So we like businesses that are regulated. Businesses that understand compliance, businesses
because they can value your service, right?
Exactly, because they've learned that they need to be audited by an accounting firm. So they also understand they can be audited by an IT firm. And it's saying, are we living the dream that we're saying we're doing? So we've got ISO 27001 plastered on our website, and we're 9001 this, and we've got Cyber Essentials this.
Here's the best thing as well, Jem. Do you want to know something interesting? Sorry to interrupt you. You know all this ISO 9001 and 27001?
Yeah.
You can look glazed. We've got someone coming in later on who's an expert in ISO 9001 and 27000.
Okay. This is an educational day for me today.
Who will explain all about it to you.
So all these people have these things, but actually, are they living the dream?
Yeah.
And that's where accountancy auditing comes into it. You say, you say you're doing it, but are you actually doing it?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we fit. So companies that understand regulation.
Yes.
Those are our things. And those normally start 5-10 users upwards.
Can you tell us the story about Gary the Man?
So we're sitting in a room at the moment in the building of my first maintenance customer.
We call it our secret location.
We call it the secret location. Every picture we will see us take, we never put any landmarks so people can't work out exactly where we are.
Well, so Gemma said, we're at the secret location. I can't say it. And she says, it's here, turn left, do this, do that, look at this number plate. And I'm like, I know exactly where that is. Like, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, we're sat in this office right now. And,
it's just in case in like 3 years' time where we have a fan that wants to turn up.
Yeah. And we just can't get down the
street because
if there was a drive
because our one fan is To be fair, that'd be worth it, right? We'll give out the location later.
I'll do it later. I've got pom-poms.
That's right.
So we're sitting in an office right now, and this office happened to be the office of a chap called Gary Renoff, and he turned out to be my best man. Fantastic chap, but his name is Gary Renoff, Gary R. And I am Gary Rayner, Gary R.
Yeah.
And so whenever we were together, people wanted to differentiate, especially in an IT world, especially in this office, people like, Gary, like, which one?
Gary R. Which
Gary
one?
R. And he now obviously works at another company, and we look after the IT for that firm as well. So we have the same problem. So he fondly named me as Git.
Okay.
Because I'm Gary IT.
that might catch on, Gary.
I hate to say this. Now, can we please have this? Anyone listening to this who is coming to our networking breakfast? Hang on, is Gary on our networking breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay, 3rd of
3rd
September.
of September.
Do please come up to Gary and just say, yeah,
Oh,
welcome,
you're right,
Git.
Git. Yeah.
That's it.
It's literally, I've been on golf trips and it's on my name badge everywhere.
Yes.
everywhere. I go to these
Although-
lovely, prestigious
Hang
places.
on, we're going
and
to take this
Well, you
back.
need to stand up and introduce yourself at the networking
We forgot about
breakfast.
this. Yeah, the joy of podcasting.
Yeah.
It's not going to go out before 3rd of September.
Oh, shocking.
But the next one after this,
Oh, yeah.
Gary's just going to have to come to every
The October
networking.
breakfast. He comes every breakfast. Yeah.
Well,
the October
whatever. Yeah,
breakfast.
yeah. We'll catch up with the next
I'll be there. You'll catch me.
one. Yeah.
So Gary, the IT man, then becomes.
I don't know if we could do it, though. Can you imagine seeing Gary and shouting out, "Get!" across the car
Oh,
park
you
or
know I
something?
never would.
I know you couldn't.
I'm too nice for
I'll
that.
do my best.
Well,
So yeah, so that's it. So Gary, the IT man, is
He's
with.
good.
I like Gary the IT man.
I like Gary the IT man.
I suppose it depends on the environment that we're in. You know.
Yeah.
I suppose lads
Yeah.
could probably do it.
I get. Yeah. That
But you
just doesn't
couldn't
sound
do it.
right. It doesn't even
You-
sound right coming
You
from
even
the
struggle with
I
it, Jem.
don't
You can't say
like it.
bad things about
I'm
anyone.
smiling as I say
No,
it.
but next time you put my name down on RSVP somewhere, you're just going to write that.
Yeah, I'm happy to write it.
And then you're going to smile to yourself
Yeah.
and go, "Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
That's scary."
That's
I'm
it.
going to change your name on my phone today.
There you go. Yes, you could do that. Exactly, you can do that. Yeah, with a little computer after it, with a little emoji.
Yeah.
We don't need to. You've got IT written after it, right?
Just in case she got confused and she just thought I
Gee,
wasn't a
IT,
particularly
yeah.
nice
Oh, what are you
person.
going to put Git IT?
Get IT.
Why don't you put Git Gary IT?
No.
Git Gary right? No.
No.
This is
It's
too
too
confusing for
long
me
now, right?
I like things simple.
Podcast return will answer the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, we'll do that. Volume 2.
So what else have you got on your list there, Nick?
I'm not. I've ticked them.
We're done.
We've got Stowmarket Flyer. We've got Property Entrepreneur. We've got your trip time in Norwich.
Norwich.
I only say this because on our demographic for the people listening to the podcast, at the moment, number one demographic is Ipswich.
Well, surely, yes, we
So-
are here, yeah.
So you might find people calling you Git for another reason. Gary the man, frustrating thing, unappreciated, what have you. The man from the MSP
Yeah.
IT company serving Suffolk
East Anglia
East
and wider
Anglia.
world.
and the wide world.
Love it.
Gary, thank you
Brilliant.
so much for being here with us
Thank
today.
you.
It has been a joy,
It
a
has.
delight, and a
Yes.
pleasure.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Exactly as I thought it was going to be.
Gary the man.
Awesome.
Gary the man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Gary.
Cheers.